These are made for transferring commodities back and forth. And those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that. Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt. After that, the people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru Village?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then... So, what do you make of the story? Really?
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current... The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's...
I've spent many years interrogating criminals.
Good! Then you should know that...
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. How can this be? To think. Our Archon...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use, but easier said than done. Especially since we don't have any leads. Maybe we can start by knocking on some doors.
Excuse me, are you...
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa.
The person you're referring to is not a local.
Grandpa is just Grandpa. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was.
Whoa. He Nathan wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp sense.
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't...
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know...
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. He even noticed Isak hiding in the distance. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, Grandpa retained his calm expression. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own world, almost as if he were sleepwalking. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace, and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa, want me to take you somewhere fun?" Or, "Grandpa, could you tell me stories about the stars again?"
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But even so, we must still continue on with our lives. It's also my reason for fighting.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh?
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for. Please accept my thanks on Isak's behalf, Sino.
Oh, it's you guys.
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really? Wow, thank you so much.
All right.
Excuse me, did you happen to see where the missing scholars went?
You mean the village keepers? Oh, let me think. When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them by the side of the road, muttering away and eating mushrooms and tree roots. They shouldn't go around eating that kind of stuff.
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Anything else? No, I think that's all I have to tell you. Sorry.
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them?
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night. But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that nice man who looks like your grandpa's long-lost twin, right? He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house that day and was doing something with his hands on the ground. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others. I'm pretty sure that if I ever went mad, I wouldn't be able to do anything like that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Stay safe. Don't get hurt.
Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently? You know, the one who likes to sit and space out near the village entrance.
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? It's been a while. The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. I went and asked him if he'd like any of the food I had prepared, despite my wife's protests. Like many people, she's really quite terrified of them. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. That might explain why she's always mad at me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking care of him.
It was nothing. You're looking for him, right? Did he go for a walk and get lost?
Yeah.
That's no good. Well, once you found him, come by my place again and I'll cook a little something for the both of you. I've known you since you were very young. So as far as I'm concerned, you're family. Please feel free to come by anytime.
Wow, what a nice guy!
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Huh? Don't say anything for... Let's head over there. Listen, see if you can make out what they're saying.
Have you heard? The mighty Scarlet King, the sovereign of our faith, will soon return to this world.
Yes, of course I have. The Scarlet King is the one and only true ruler of this land. I've never believed in any other gods. Still, you say he's coming back, but it sure doesn't feel like life's about to change around here anytime soon. What's your proof?
Haven't you noticed? The village has been getting more deranged scholars than ever. Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of the Scarlet King civilization in ancient times. We don't quite know why, but it seems like there's some sort of connection between insanity and the Scarlet King. Isn't it a sign of the Scarlet King's power that all the mad scholars have disappeared? If you ask me, they must have been chosen as the final sacrifice for the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Huh. Now that you say it, that does make some sense. Does this mean our lives are finally going to take a turn for the better?
Exactly. Those city folks will get what's coming to them.
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very beginning.
Huh?
Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah, bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes. One wrong move, and he's gonna flay us alive.
Let's not get on his bad side, okay? I am no match for this guy.
Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about the Scarlet King's resurrection.
Well, I only know a few things from hearsay. I went for a drink the other day and heard others talking about a rumor that the madmen will disappear, and that the Scarlet King will return to this land. I'm not making this up, I swear!
Hey, go on, keep talking.
It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars and won't let us have a good life. Would you want to live like this if you were in our place? The radicals were even more thrilled than me when they heard the news. We're all praying for the Scarlet King's speedy return. Delavar also said that once the Scarlet King returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before we conquer the land on the other side of the wall. They're all willing to serve under the Scarlet King and fight for a share of the glory.
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants to know more.
Got it. At first, I told myself it was just the drink talking. But then all the mad scholars, please don't beat me up just...
The people here really like the Scarlet King, but dislike the Dendro...
Where is this radical person you...
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he probably
No, not at all.
Sounds like you're not too close.
No, of course not.
I have many ways to stop you from talking. And many others to stop you from sending... So you'd best just stay home and hope I don't hear of you trying to contact. Don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom of this.
Yes, got it.
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrified. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to hearing that. Oh, Paimon...
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more places. Very well.
Isak!
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. Well, this is where Grandpa used.
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't say. But are you okay? Are you?
There's a scent that you can sense.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. They.
So, you...
Huh? You know him too?
Yes. Now that I...
Wait, surely Tainari did.
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a scholar.
What are you looking for?
Here it is. Take a look right here. Although the traces have been completely from the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. This pattern is a common one from this area. Local shoes. This was probably someone from the village. The scent is quite faint. But still...
But who would come looking for Grandpa?
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away with the incense.
Huh? So you can lure someone away with just a... Hey! What's wrong with liking...
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense, since the smell supposedly helps them clear their minds and just... Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking days, and will follow the scent whenever it presents...
No.
So, someone's taking advantage of their weakness? Huh. Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance of all the mad scholars...
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my grandpa. Grandpa...
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned.
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot better. That...
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone's friend.
Oh, Dia's here.
You bet. So,
Reasonably.
I'll hate them did.
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone off on it.
Did you find out anything useful? I see. So someone you...
The resurrection of the Scarlet King? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around. Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see anybody in the desert with the patience to make... It seems someone from beyond the wall...
Makes sense.
So what should we do then?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know...
If Paimon remembers correctly...
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. The whole lot of them are known around these parts. These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in the Scarlet King. Way they see it, the Scarlet King's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the Academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the...
Tia! You're amazing!
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sore thumb. The desert is unforgiving, so the way... Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. I need to go around and ask some questions. Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot.
All right, sounds like a plan.
Take it easy.
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked this way. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall... It was only after I grew up that I realized. The wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sand. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but... We're cheap labor. Like livestock. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The Academia believes we're underserved. Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate. Even though the Academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
That's terrible!
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Dia.
No. Besides, we're here to
Yep, we gotta catch those...
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone. Our mission started the moment we arrived. Let's go check out the tavern. Just our luck. None of them are here to—
You mean, you don't—
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence.
Zaki.
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go— Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful nowadays.
Absolutely. Much better than those people on the other side of the wall. So, Dia.
Yeah. Have you seen Engur, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be interested. Know where I could find him?
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days, so you came here to help him out?
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his friends have muscle. They'd be a good fit.
Yes, how considerate of you.
Take it easy.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild stab in the dark. You're like lambs to the slaughter.
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aru village? The boys have kept a close eye on you from the moment you set foot there. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people from the Academia to look for the missing scholar.
So, you've been watching—
Uh-oh.
And you left the strong—
So you and Delavar have been partners all—
Dia, I guess it's only natural, but you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrow—
If that's the case, then I'm sure
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samio—
Delavar. And Engur, you're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers—
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert—
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their mind.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can be—
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Things are about to get dicey.
You're open. Take that.
Busted.
You're open. Impossible.
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no... And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. That's what you thought.
You lied in the...
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so... Okay.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in our...
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple
Oh, but instead of...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fry.
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house?
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. And alcohol has a way of making people share what they really...
What about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked...
Wait, so...
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making...
Wow! What a...
Ah, you're too kind.
So, that thing... About how mercenaries only care...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia? Do you
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people, unless they were truly compassionate. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in the Scarlet King, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all the Academia's trickery. But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dia...
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. This should be all of them.
All right. I'll be in touch.
Candace?
Candace will be okay on her own. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders...
While I'm questioning them, why don't you...
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots... Candace is an expert at dealing with people like this. All we have to do is wait for her word.
like lamb to the slaughter.
Let's light it up!
Gather!
Huh? Gotcha.
Time to go to work.
Everybody stand back! Here comes the catch. Huh. Quietly now. See? Take it easy.
Yeah. Take it easy. Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's light it! Game's up. Time's over.
Solidify!
Jackpot.
Feeling.
Take it easy. Gotcha. Take it easy.
Candace is an expert at...
Hey, Dia!
Right on time. We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great, too.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's pretty early, too.
Yes. I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation techniques.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where... Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Huh. What gave it away?
Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry. I'm sure everyone present would agree.
Yes, please.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves, yet you do not hesitate. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community. And you come here, to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than
Mercy!
You've made your... We may both be desert dwellers, but there is one thing that I understand better than you. The people of Aru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to... A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that...
We understand. I'll tell you everything.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about the Scarlet King. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in the Scarlet King's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread word about the Scarlet King's resurrection and talked us into helping him.
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy... You gotta believe me, please.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told... that guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always...
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu.
Okay.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man some time ago, people from the academia, it strikes me now that this secret...
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back? We aren't gonna let that happen.
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. Regardless.
You're right. Esau...
Time to go. Let's leave the...
Yes. Pack up and get...
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals.
All right.
Let's meet back here once... Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Whoa! Where did you come...
Well, as you can see...
You were gone for ages! Hey, what's with the...
You never think things through before asking questions.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an... there's just nothing super obvious to pick with...
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru Village and keep searching for the truth of...
Yep. Enough with the silence!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to...
All Hatham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village.
Yeah, you're...
While you were investigating, I had my own...
Really?
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single...
You mean, some of the...
Hiding the truth does not necessarily... Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether the Scarlet King or the Dendro Archon has power is of little significance. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, the reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace...
Those eyes...
Don't change this.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's...
Right. You were asking about the
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in any...
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little...
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru Village at night. In other words, they... By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself.
I'll pass on that. You said that she is afraid of me. If...
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee, as...
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of...
Huh? What do you...
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you... hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know before, I wouldn't even... Traveler, do you believe our lives will get...
Yeah! We came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places. We have friends in Sumeru, and we went to
My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest...
Alhaitham told us you have...
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretend, and then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with...
You can tell them.
All right. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange... Perhaps. I'm not sure. It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone... But, because we're in the middle of a desert, you would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing around these parts.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned.
Yeah! What?
Take it easy.
Shape. And, monsters! Watch out!
Busted!
This is order! Stabilize!
Huh? Everybody stand back! Quietly now. Things are about to get dicey.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bear. He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take... Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to... Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position.
So,
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya. How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, Paimon's your Teyvat travel guide. Paimon knows plenty of useful stuff already. And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people... Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
there it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's no...
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital. Oh, it looks like there are other mech...
Go! Phew! Go!
You want me on your team?
Scatter!
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let's look! Busted! No! Ha!
Let's play! Think you can get away?
Quietly now. Game's up. Time's over.
Yahoo!